Hi there, my name is Jennifer Kenna. I am a team leader broker here in the Gulf Coast of Florida in Bradenton. And I really wanted to just take a few minutes to talk about some of the dangers that are facing our industry and some of the changes that I foresee that are coming up. We have a really close connection with Zillow Flex or Zillow Flex partner for the past 6 months. I also do some coaching and training with realtors all over the country. So I really have a nice pulse on what's going on and certain changes that are going on. And I think it's really important to network and collaborate with other team leaders to really have these tough discussions. So I wanted to just do a brief presentation on how are we going to compete in the real estate industry of the future. So I'm sure everyone notices all the changes that are happening, and they're happening very quickly. So things change in 30 days. So I think it's super important for us to just kind of discuss those items and get some feedback on what we see changes taking place. So this was a report that actually came out back in 2015. So the NAR released a study, and they're talking about all the dangers that face the real estate industry. Wasn't pretty report, and all those concerns I think are unfolding right now. So I remember reading it back then, and it definitely has pretty much all come true. Everything that they stated were concerned. Number one out of that was that the average agents are broke. So there's lots of realtors out there that are just struggling. They're really, really having a difficult time getting into the business. They have what we always call commission breath. They're kind of desperate. They need the sales. So I just think that they're not working as ethically as they should be because they're working from a place of scarcity and a place of fear, which is really why I think agents and realtors in general, we've just gotten a bad reputation. I've been in real estate now 8 years, and I've just seen such a decline in the respect we get from customers, from other professionals. It's just really, really gone down. And I think it's because there's so many agents out there that aren't selling enough real estate to even call themselves real estate professionals. So, 59% are making less than $10,000 a year. So it's not even a full-time job for most people. So if they're not, really investing in the business and knowing the inventory and knowing the loan products and working this as a real business, as a career, well, then they're also really putting a lot of inexperience into the hands of our customers, which is giving them, a bad experience as well. 74% make less than $25,000 a year. So it's pretty crazy to see. We also know that so many of them are also just now getting into real estate for the first time. I think there's about 30% are new every single year. I'm sure that number's gone up since then. So we have brand new agents that have no experience and they're broke. So that was one of the really big fears that this report came out with, is that people are not investing in their own, career, that they're just bringing that inexperience to our customer base, which is really hurting all of our reputations. So we really need to raise the standards. We need to go back to the standards that were initially set when people first were getting their real estate license. And it's not just because we want to, but it's also because we have to. We're being forced to. So lots of big companies are coming after our business in a very big way. I know I mentioned Zillow earlier, but there's also some other ones. I'm sure these names you're familiar with. There's OfferPad, where they're saying you can just sell a house to us right online. You just put in your address and we'll give you a printout of what price we're willing to pay. Redfin has a model that says that agents are basically just door openers. So we're going to pay someone a salary. We'll pay them $20 a door to go and get you access into a home. So there's no professionalism there. There's no advice being given. These are just agents that are basically Uber drivers. So they do low listing fees and then they discount back to the buyer agent. It's really pretty crazy. And now houses are just vacant and they just give them a code and they just let the customer walk through the house. Ideal Agent, I see their commercials pretty much prime time, right when I'm getting home having dinner, where they're saving them thousands of money in commissions. So they want all the experience of an experienced top agent, but then they want to do everything at a discount. And then I just Googled it and I found all these other companies I'd never even heard of. So HomeLister, UpNest, all these companies are saying save thousands in commissions. Why are you overpaying for your agent? So this really has all started from the unprofessionalism of lots of agents that are doing this as a part-time side gig, kind of thing, taking it very casually, that now in general, people think that realtors don't really do very much. So now they don't want to pay us very much. So it's pretty scary. Amazon is now wanting to get into the real estate business. So you can just buy homes online and have them shipped to you next day. So it's pretty funny to think about that we're to the point now that even Amazon's wanting to get into the business. Facebook now wants to open a real estate side of their business. They have Facebook Marketplace. Now they're also going to sell homes on there. So a customer can just browse online, click, and buy a home online. Really, really crazy. So I'm sure you guys know a lot of this stuff. I'm probably preaching to the choir, but just wanted to kind of bring it to your attention. And if things in general are just getting more and more competitive because there's so many licensed realtors out there. So every company is trying to lower our commissions. Our own customers are trying to say, well, I could do it for less somewhere else. There's more and more agents that are getting their real estate license. So it's becoming, are they going to work with me? Or are they going to work with their sister or their best friend or their yoga instructor who just recently got licensed? So pretty crazy stuff. The lack of training. So there's brokerages out there, they're giving them 100% of their commission. They're offering no value, no training, which is having hiring confidence of realtors out there, which again is now giving us a bad reputation and allowing these businesses to come out and take our marketplace over. There's lots of hassle-free online ways now of selling your home. So you can go on Zillow for sale by owner and just post a few photos and start generating interest and sell your home yourself. All the iBuyer programs. So these are all the cash offer companies now that are out there. It's about 5 or 6 that I know of that are basically paying pretty high retail prices for homes that they don't need to list them. They don't need to market them. So it's now putting an inventory crunch on all of us agents that have buyers in the market that are trying to get qualified. Clients in general are just getting more and more demanding. I mean, they expect immediate responses. You better call them back right now or they're going to go somewhere else. And they don't even see the value in waiting for you because they think we're all the same and they can get the same service from any agent. So my solution for this is I feel like we really need to come together. The top agents that are working full-time, that do treat this as a career, that do keep an eye on the marketplace and know what inventory is going on and collaborate with their lending partners and title companies. And we're doing a really great service in real estate. We need to be collaborating, not competing, because we already have enough competition out there. We already have companies that are coming for our business. Even the CEO of Zillow, even though we are a partner with them right now, I feel like it's one of those necessary evils. But the problem with Zillow is the CEO used to be the CEO of TripAdvisor. So if you guys have ever heard of TripAdvisor, they came in and they basically put travel agencies completely out of business. And now people just go online and book their own trips. They don't need travel advisors. So what do you think they're looking to do to real estate agents? So pretty scary times. So I really feel that if we have top agents that have already created their own brokerages, create their own teams, and set themselves apart, we should be collaborating together. The only way we're going to be able to compete with somebody like a Redfin or a Zillow is if we're working together. Top agents hire and pursue outside coaches and training that aren't even available to the average agent. So I know I have a real estate coach. Actually, I have about 4 of them. Very successful people that ran companies, ran teams, sell 700-800 homes a year that are constantly giving me, information and new marketing strategies. We should be sharing this kind of stuff. So I know, I have lots of training and I'm sure a lot of you guys do the same. We really want to come together as professional agents. We have to bring the professionalism back to our industry. We want to take back the industry from the internet companies and all the untrained agents that are out there, which there's lots of them. So another thing I like to say is once these ideas, they catch spark, you can't unsee it. So this is my proposal for you guys. It was something that was approached to me from one of my very successful real estate coaches. It took me maybe 5-6 times to really see it, to really understand it. But once I did, there's no going back. There was no way I was ever going to go back to being the agent that I was before. So we call it one big fire. So why are so many top teams joining hands? So if you pay attention to your competitors that are out there in the field, you're starting to see this trend that's happening and you're going, wait a minute, why did this happen? Why did that happen? And a lot of it's going on behind the scenes, private meetings, confidential that people don't know about, but then later you see it maybe unveiled on Facebook or some other source like that. So why are so many top teams all joining hands? There's independent agents all over the world. They're offering free coaching and mentorship, sharing what works in their individual businesses. So this is out there happening today. There's a brokerage that you can actually have ownership in. It's publicly traded. So you can actually get stock in your company. So as I was an independent agent, and I owned my business, or at least, I thought I owned a business. It wasn't publicly traded. My idea was that maybe somebody would want to buy it one day. And I had Coldwell Banker offer me $40,000 for my brokerage, which is insane. I made more than that in, 2 weeks. So kind of nuts, but I really had expected that having that ownership with my name on the door, something I built with my blood, hard work and tears. But I really didn't have anything like ownership, like a publicly traded company. I do today, but for many years I did not. Also having top technology. Technology is changing all the time and it's super expensive. So, we're not just working as team leaders. I mean, we're business owners, we're CEOs of companies with lots of overhead and lots of technology just to be on the cutting edge, to compete with the Zillows, to have exposure on Google, to be found on these websites. Costs a lot of money. So now we're getting all our top technology at a bulk discount. Our team also now has access to exclusive programs, things that aren't available to other teams. So one of them being our cash offer program. So we knew the iBuyer market was here to stay. We saw it as a competitor and we thought we need to have something to compete against this product. So now we have an exclusive iBuyer program that we can offer out there in the marketplace. So if somebody doesn't want to list their home in the traditional manner, we can also give them 3 cash offers within 72 hours, which has been a really, really big success for us. We also are going on events and masterminds with top teams all over the US. So anytime we're finding out like, hey, this new system is working well, this new ISA program is working well, we're all sharing that information with each other. Any struggles that we're having, like, hey, I'm having a hard time recruiting and keeping top talent, retention, like all the same issues that, I'm having here in Florida, my partner's having in Scottsdale, Arizona. So we all get together for different masterminds, which also makes it lots of fun. We get the opportunity to travel with top teams that are all over the US. And really the idea is, how do we get off that real estate treadmill? So I've only been in real estate 8 years and it's tough selling houses and dealing with customers and the constant cell phone ringing and everyone has access to me 24/7, the weekends, the holidays. It's a lot. I'm a stepmother of 3 children and married, and we like to entertain and have fun and boat and travel and do things. And it makes it really, really hard when we're constantly in sales, constantly in production myself. And every time that the house closes, I'm unemployed again. I have to go out and get that new business, which is a constant thing. I never know how I'm going to get off. And I don't know if you guys know many agents that retire. I mean, it just doesn't happen in our industry. I work with agents every day that are 60, 70 years old and they're still in the business. So it's really tough to get off. But my main goal for myself and for my family is to get out of production. I want to build a company, but I don't constantly want it just to be me selling houses. I don't want it to be relying on me. I had a health scare about 2 years ago. And, I realized I was unemployed. If I could not get out of the bed and I could not go show houses, I had no job. So it was a really scary time for me. And I realized I've got to get off this treadmill from closing to closing, and really get to some sort of business that I can manage where other people are out there showing houses and selling houses. And then I can really benefit from that and get out of production myself. So that's been my goal. And I've been working towards it very hard for the last 2 years. So top agents. So I want to kind of go over just what this looks like, as far as income. Obviously, we're still in the business to make money. So here's what this would look like. So let's say 2021, I sold about 40 homes. If we said that, my income was about 400,000, but I had a lot of expenses, and here I said 100,000 of expenses. It might even have been more than that. But I might have ended up actually on my W-9 with 300,000 net. But then I was also accumulating shares of stock. So that was happening regardless. So I'm accumulating stock while I'm just selling houses like I normally would. I had about $50,000 worth of stock in my account after the end of 2021, which was pretty cool. Then I also had some revenue share. So I ran a team. So I already had a team of agents that were working for me, and we make commission and all that from them. We do a split. But in addition to that, I started getting rev share, which I have no expenses with. So I had a couple agents that were running teams in other states in different areas. They're running their own teams. I have no expense with that, but I was still getting a portion of their commission when they closed a house, which was pretty cool. So my first year, I made about 30,000 in revenue share. Like, hey, that's pretty cool. 2022. So my goal for this year, so I'm on track to sell about 39 homes this year. So that's my goal. So let's say my income about 390,000, expenses again about 100,000. I took home 290. Well, now my share of stock was worth $100,000 in my second year. I'm going, that's pretty cool. And the revenue share has grown to about 75,000. So this is just to kind of give you an idea. There are different ways that you can make a living. You can make money still working as an agent. And of course, these are some goals that I have set for coming up in the next few years that I'm on track to do. Actually, I've done far beyond this already. I look at these numbers going, actually, I'm going to do more than 100,000 this year. But conservatively, let's just say these were the actual numbers or forecasts that I initially put together last year. But it just gives you an idea that I can still make the same money selling homes, but now I have 2 other streams of income. So doing the exact same job I've been doing, I'm also making shares of stock in the background, and I'm also making revenue share, which continues to grow. I think this year I did about 14,000 this month. So I'll probably do about 150,000 this year in rev share. And there's no expenses with that. So these are just teams that we meet, that we mastermind with. I help support them in their business. They give me tips. So we're just in business together, but running separate businesses in different areas. So just to give you an idea, this is where, for me, I'm trying to get off the treadmill of only having that one stream of income selling homes. I want to add on these other streams of income. So I'm going to hit these numbers a lot faster, but let's say in 2024, I'm ready to retire. And that's just a few years away. That's crazy, but let's just say I wanted to. I'm on track now that I can receive, have over, I think I'll have over 400,000 in shares of stock. And my revenue share per year is probably going to be over 500,000. Hang on just one second. Excuse me, had a cough there. Okay. So just to give you an idea, I can continue to sell houses as long as I want, but now I have these other streams of income as well. So just in 4 short years, this is my estimator, which, like I said, is very conservative. I have made an additional $780,000, and it grows 10% exponentially. So it continues to grow without a lot of my effort, to be honest with you. So what's the upside here? You're going to have independence without the liability of being a broker. So I've had a lot of team members that joined my team, and their goal was to, kind of get bigger than me. Like, I'm going to learn from you, Jen, and then I'm going to go be my own broker. Like, fantastic. So a lot of people want that kind of independence where it's their name on the door and their team and all that kind of stuff. Well, then that comes with a lot of liability. So had I had this opportunity 3 or 4 years ago, I probably never would have got my own brokerage license. I would have just joined earlier, and saved me a lot of headache and liability that I had for a few years. So it gives you that independence. So it's still your branding, your name, you're running your own business, not answering to anybody, but at the same time, you don't have all that overhead and liability as a broker. Then you get to leverage other teams' trainings. I cannot tell you how much this has saved me, because when I was the broker running a team, it was me. So if trainings happened, they happened because I put them on. I had to spend the time and the effort and the energy to give back to my team to train them. It takes a lot of effort to do all that, as you know, especially while you're still trying to sell homes on your own. So you get to leverage other teams' training. So right now I have a team they're in not San Diego, they're in Temecula, California. And we actually, as a team, will all jump on all of their training. So he offers training 4 days a week. We listen in. I have another team that we do role plays with them and their team. So it's not just me. I actually have these other teams that we're practicing together and learning together. They supply all their resources. So I share things that I'm doing that's working. They share things that's working for them, and all of our knowledge and experience together so we can grow faster together. We have the complete back office done for you. So this was a huge problem of mine as I was growing as an independent broker. As I added on more agents, that meant I had more W-9s to fill out at the end of the year, and I had more commissions to track, more checks to write. As we grew and the more people we had on our team, I was having to maintain all that back office, all the HR, all the bookkeeping, all the taxes. That was all my liability. And it's been fantastic to get all of that off my back. I could tell you January came and went, and I was like, I had to file my personal taxes, but that was it. It was really, really nice to have all of that headache done for me. You also are going to have the ability to easily recruit, train, and retain. So I don't know if you've had issues with this before. It was a huge struggle for me as an independent broker. So now we have all these systems in place and team members that help us, and we all work together to recruit, train, and retain. It's really, really awesome. It's been lots of fun, actually. So my first, let's say 4 years as an independent broker, I was able to bring on maybe 10 to 15 agents at a time. I'd lose some, I'd gain some. And now with this, now I have 160 agents on my team in 2 years. So it's pretty amazing. It also gives you an exit strategy from the business. So like I said, I kind of intended on selling my brokerage one day. I thought someone would see the value and I'd be able to sell it and get out of it, which never happened. This gives you that exit strategy. So you're earning shares of stock in the company. Hey, when you're ready to get out, you get out and you're able to sell those shares of stock and continue to get rev share. If you want to close down your local team, like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm going to back out. This team leader is going to take over. You can do that as well. So it really gives you that kind of exit strategy to get out of the business. So that's the upside. So what's the downside, right? You may have to order new business cards. So this was very stressful for me and my team. I'm like, I have all this marketing literature. What about my sign on my building? What about my for sale signs? I had to change everything. So that to me was quite frustrating. But that would be one of the downsides. Team leaders have about an 80-20 split until you hit $16,000 a year, which based on sales, I'd say it's about 8 transactions. So I cap my 16,000 a year by 2 months in the year. So by like January, February, I've already capped. But you do have that 80-20 split as a team leader. But if you're selling over 30 transactions per year, 16,000 comes back in the form of stock. So even though I had to pay it up front, the first couple months I'm paying in my 20% into the company, at 16,000 a year, I get it back. So, and that 16,000 the first year actually turned into 60,000 for me. So it's like I just got it back even Steven. It came back and was actually worth a lot more by the time I got it back. So just look at it like it's kind of an investment. Maybe you're putting some money aside for retirement and it comes back, tenfold, because every time that you get stock from the company as an employee, you get it at a 10% discount. So, if you want to sell it the very next month, you could. So that's pretty fantastic. And really just being a part of this, it makes me money. So sometimes I think at first I was super concerned about, oh, now I'm going to have some extra expenses I never had before. Nope, it makes me money monthly. So even the little bit of money that I spend, I think there's an $85 technology fee a month, which is minimal for what you get for that. It makes me way more money than it's ever cost me. Because I think that's a big question. There's also the barrier to entry. It's a $125 application fee. So just so you know, there's a one-time application fee. Now, what does partnership look like? So here's some of the training that we do. We have a whole series of training that's available to us now, but right now we're doing mega real estate team building. So that's kind of been our newest program that we put together. We have lots of other things other than that, how to craft a winning offer. That was a really big deal this year. Learning from other agents, how did they go from where they started to 34 million in the first 2 years, all these kind of things. So we have lots and lots of training opportunities available. We have the Team Business Mastery. This is one of our coaches, Mike Gerbic. He has been very, very successful in real estate. He was the top 9 team in the country, sold lots and lots of houses, about 1,500 homes a year, and ran a master team. So he's in turn now giving back his services for free and coaching us how to build those companies similar to what he built. So that's a fantastic program. We love to travel together. So I got to tell you, it's lots and lots of fun. This was us in Cabo a couple of years ago. We rented a boat and we took our team out. But it's been so fun. It's actually, we took out a boat again the next year. So this was our initial team of, these are all team leaders. So Rhonda, she's in San Diego, runs a big team out there. Jonathan and his wife, they live in Maryland and they run a master team. They sell, 300-400 homes a year there. There's Mike Gerbic, our coach, and Mike Quayle, he's in Connecticut. So everyone's from all over the place and we all get together and we just have fun. We just enjoy it because, we're here to help each other and we want to have fun in this business. Otherwise, why do we work so hard? So we really try to enjoy it. Actually, this was us this past year in Cabo. This is Claire. She runs a big team down in Naples, Florida. And Hunter and his team, they're in Seattle. So people from all over the place, all getting together and we all help and support each other grow. We share our stories. So here's a text message, which is so great. Year to date, GCI is up 869%. So we really want to just share these stories with each other, help each other grow and build. Here's some other team members that we're on the boat with. We just like to have fun. So like I said, it's really exciting because you want to be around people that are successful and that are winning and that can share and help you in your own business. It's a very laid back family feel. It's pretty amazing. Here's some of the top teams and celebrities that also support this agent-owned brokerage. So if you guys are on social media, you might have seen some of these people. So we have all kinds of different things. Building Better Agents, Best Places to Work 2022. Grant Cardone, he said EXP is a no-brainer. So he just came out and wrote in his book and his 10X conference. Tariq, if you know him from Flip or Flop, he's joined and he's now a coach. He's offering free training and support as well. Tony Robbins. Oops, I actually got his picture behind there. But Tony Robbins is a huge mentor of mine. And he has just came and started supporting us as well. His son started working with Success Magazine, one portion of the EXP family. So it's really just starting, the word's starting to grow. It's really starting to get out there. I think we're up to 80,000 agents now. and we're in about 15 different countries. So we're definitely growing. So the time is now. What about pending transactions? First question I get, especially from top performing agents and teams. The first thing you do is you just complete an online application, takes a couple of minutes, and you specify the date you want to move. So if you know you have certain things closing by the end of the month or something that you're waiting on, you just put that date on the application and discuss with your broker about keeping or transferring some of your sales or listings. So it wasn't a problem for me when I first left. I had to talk to my broker. She was really fair with me. Anything that was mine, she let me take. Anything that I still owed money to her, when it closed, I paid her. It was really, really pretty smooth. I know it's a scary thing. I was freaked out because I had a team, about 10 agents. We closed about 10 to 12 listings a month. So I was pretty nervous that in between time was going to be painful, but it wasn't. And we also have an onboarding specialist that'll walk you through the process. So they're going to really help you do this. You're not the only team that's come over. So it seems scary at first, but we're all here to help you and make this an easy transition. Discuss getting paid after the move. So that's another thing that we've done, saying, hey, I'm going to move to the new company and I'll pay you for any money that I owe you. That was something I did with mine. And then just start on your new logo, because we're ready to start ordering new business cards. So for example, I went from, my independent brokerage to now I'm the Jennifer Kenna home selling team brokered by eXp. So it wasn't a huge change, but I did have to add that onto my logo for compliance purposes. But it takes a little time to do that. So that was really the next steps that we had to do. So I wanted to just let you guys know this is a huge opportunity. Me as a team leader, I wish I would have joined 4 years ago. I think the stocks were trading at 4 cents. Now they're at $14 a share. So, and the market's down right now. But I wish I would have joined sooner. It's really helped me with the training, the recruiting, the retention, the masterminding, the traveling. I mean, all that kind of mentorship has been fantastic. It's really helped my business grow. And for me, it is a no-brainer, but I can understand that, some people have had a bad reputation out there, just like there's bad realtors out there, inexperienced realtors. There's inexperienced eXp realtors that don't really understand the value and they're having a hard time explaining it. So don't let the bad apples discourage you from this opportunity. It's huge. I'd love to maybe even share, I probably should put up some of my statistics on, the income that I'm making and all that. Maybe if you guys want to see that personally, reach out to me. And I can really show you firsthand how it's changed my business in just 2 short years. But definitely was a great move for me. I think it'd be a fantastic opportunity for any team leader. So if you'd like to learn more, let's set up a free coaching call, really just to learn about your business. So it'll be completely confidential, but I'd like to know where you're at. Are you selling 10 homes a year? Are you selling 1,000 homes a year? Obviously, your business is going to be in 2 different places there. I also have lots of real estate coaches and mentors on my team. I'd love to get you introduced to some of them as well. They're just good people to know. A lot of them have retired. I have a few friends now. They've retired down in Puerto Rico because of the 4% income tax, but been very successful in real estate. They're good people to know. Proximity is power. The teams that we work with have sold over 7,500 homes. So there's lots of experience to grab from there. Lots of masterminding that we can do. Mike Gerbic, like I mentioned, was #9 real estate team in the United States. Fantastic guy. And he would love to help build your business as well. He was able to grow a team of 900 agents in 2 years, and he coaches top agents all over the country. So fantastic guy to know. So please reach out to me. Like I said, I'd love to get you on maybe on a coaching call. It's my link for that. It's on Calendly. If you use that, it's calendly.com/Jennifer Kenna. Or reach out to me by email. It's jenniferkenna@kennahometeam.com. Love to discuss it with you further. It's the best decision I ever made. I know this is kind of just a brief overview, but I'd really like to get together and answer some of your specific questions and learn where your business is at and how this can help you and change your family's life. I mean, that's what it's done for me. So thanks, guys. Appreciate the time. Talk soon.